What you're hearing isn't a bell tower or wind chimes. It is literally a pile of rocks in Montana that plays music. I am about to show you of one of only a handful of places on Earth where geology becomes a symphony. And the mystery of why these rocks sing is still puzzling scientists today. All right, I cannot find an attractive angle with this flashlight is what I cannot do. I just got in. It is around 11 o'clock at night. I have never been up here before at night. It's a little scary. I don't do well in the dark by myself, except for mining. I know, weird. But it should be fine. It should be very safe up here because that road is awful. That's the worst I've ever seen it. I think we're gonna go to bed because I am tired. Okay, so in 2019, I built the Jeep camper and I spent 2 weeks living out of it, but this is pretty much that same setup. I just kind of keep it in here for the most part, unless I put the back seats in. So pretty simple. I have a full YouTube video on it if you want to see how we built it. But shoes off. Let's go put some jammies on. Hello? Very important. Sleeping bag. Okay. Good night. We'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Now, to be clear, you do not have to camp up here. It's only like 30 to 45 minutes outside of Butte. Camping just made sense for my goals for the day, so that's what we did. But you do not have to camp up here to come up here. So let me show you around. Welcome back to the Rock Record. Let's talk rocks. Today we are at the Ringing Rocks, about 18 miles east of Butte, Montana. Or Butte, America, if you know what's up. If you're road tripping between Glacier and Yellowstone, this makes for an incredible pit stop. But fair warning, the road can definitely be a bit of an adventure. Of course, this is why I brought the Jeep. I actually spent a lot of time here during my college years at Montana Tech, and I once lost something very special in these rocks, and I never found it. So please trust me when I say, do not bring anything up there that you cannot afford to lose. But let's dig into why we are really here. This is not just any pile of rocks. These rocks have been making music for thousands of years, and they're part of a geological mystery that scientists are still trying to solve. There are only about 4 places like this in the entire world. But here's what makes Montana's version truly unique. If you remove a rock from this pile, it loses its voice. Let me show you what we're talking about. So what the heck is going on here? Well, geologists have some theories, but it's still kind of an unsolved puzzle. The leading theory has 2 parts. First is the rock itself. These rocks here formed about 75 to 80 million years ago when 2 different types of thick volcanic lava kind of mixed together underground. As this mixture cooled, it created this incredibly dense crystalline rock. And density matters for sound. If you listen to the difference, dense crystalline rock gives you that clear ring, while softer, less dense material just kind of goes thud. That's because sound waves travel much more efficiently through dense materials. But here's where that mystery kind of deepens. The second part of the theory is all about how the rocks here are arranged. Each rock is suspended against others with air gaps in between them. These spaces seem to act like the hollow body of a guitar or drum. This lets the sound resonate and escape. But how the heck did they get arranged this way? Did somebody just come and dump them here? That is where the story gets really interesting. All right, so close your eyes for a second and picture this area millions of years ago. Instead of this pile, there were massive towers of rock jutting up from the landscape. This incredibly tough rock resisted weathering while everything else around it eroded away. Then, about 10,000 years ago, during the last ice age, freeze-thaw cycles cracked those towers apart. Those rock towers crumbled into this pile. Then, over thousands of years, wind and rain washed away all that small debris, leaving all of these perfect air pockets. All of these rocks are different shapes and sizes and have all these different air spaces. That is why each boulder has its own unique tone. It's kind of like nature built its own xylophone. Oh, that's not very good. Let's see if we can play something a little bit recognizable. It is harder than it looks. Did you recognize the tune? Put your guesses in the comments. Interestingly, there is speculation that these stones at Stonehenge were specifically chosen because they can also ring when struck. Although I don't think that they let you go hit rocks at Stonehenge, but I could be wrong. All right, so if you are planning your own rock music adventure, here's what you need to know. If you are traveling between Glacier and Yellowstone via Butte, this is about an 18-mile detour east of town. You take the Pipestone exit off of I-90, then follow the signs. You can also put it in Google Maps, but it's a little bit wishy-washy. The road does get progressively rougher, and if I'm being honest, this is the worst I've seen it this year. My Jeep handled it just fine, but a car probably would have made it only about halfway up. However, people do often ride bikes, motorcycles, four-wheelers, or even walk up here. There is a nice parking area at the bottom of the last big hill because that is the roughest part of the road. So it's just a short walk up that hill to the rocks. Or if you have a four-wheel drive vehicle or off-road capabilities, there is another parking area up here at the rocks. So a lot of times people buy hammers specifically to come up here. So somebody built this nice hammer storage for you to borrow them. None of them stay up here. I don't know why. Now, these hammers are not always here, so I would come prepared. But thank you to everyone who has been leaving their hammers because it makes it nice. You also don't have to use a hammer. You can even use a small wrench if you wanted. Now, if you're not sure which rocks to hit, that's okay. You can hit them all. Some of them will not ring in the same way. You can tell the best of the ringing rocks generally because you can see where people have been hitting them. It's kind of a grayish mark along the edge of the rock instead of like the brownish that it's weathered to. You can really see where people have hit the rocks hard and broke off chunks of the rock. You don't need to hit the rocks that hard to make a sound. When you're here, don't be afraid to experiment. Each rock sounds different. Some barely ring and others have this beautiful resonance. Don't get discouraged if the first few don't work, especially at the bottom of the pile. Most importantly, this is a geological site protected by the Bureau of Land Management. Do not take any rocks home. They won't ring anyways once you remove them, and it's illegal, so just leave them here for everyone else to enjoy. It is a pack-in, pack-out site, so you can leave your hammer at the hammer storage if you want to be nice and leave it for somebody else, but make sure you're taking your garbage, dog droppings, and everything else back out with you. So please just respect this natural wonder so future visitors can also have the same experience. What makes places like this so special isn't just its rarity, it's that they remind us about Earth's incredible creativity. These rocks here are part of the boulder batholith, formed during the same volcanic period that created many of our state's rich mineral deposits. The exact combination of rock type, weathering patterns, and structural arrangement that happened here is so specific that only a handful of places on Earth can make music. Scientists are still studying why these rocks sing, but maybe that's part of the magic. Some of Earth's best performances still hold their secrets. So whether you are a geology enthusiast, a music lover, or just someone who appreciates the weird and wonderful, Montana's reading rocks prove that the best road trip stops are often the ones that you never expected. What geological adventure should we check out next? Drop your suggestions in the comments and make sure you like this video and subscribe for more adventures around the world talking about rocks. Tell you what, there is nothing like a big old pile of singing rocks to make you feel small. Until I see you next time, keep exploring the stories written in stone. Sometimes they're even singing them. Now I'm going to figure out how to get down from here because I need some coffee.